Good morning. Welcome once again to Morning Devotions. I'm Sister Bev, sitting in for Pastor Summerall on this beautiful Tuesday morning. And this morning, once again, we're going to get right into the book of Psalms. Psalm 141 happens to be what we call a psalm for going to bed at night. It's a psalm for evening prayers. There are other psalms that are different, like Psalm 108 is a psalm for getting up in the morning. Psalm 92 is a psalm for the Sabbath day. We have psalms for weddings. We have psalms for all occasions. This happens to be a psalm for going to bed at night. It's a very good one to go to when you're having your evening prayers. And in verse 2 it says, "May my prayer be set before you like incense. May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice." Now, we know in the book of Revelation that the prayers of the saints are that bowl of incense that rises up before the Lord. When you pray, you are not bothering God. You are not disturbing the Lord. Instead, when you pray, you might be 5 years old, you might be 95 years old. It doesn't matter. When you pray, that prayer is beautiful to the Lord. It's like incense rising up before Him, and He loves it. He loves it that you pray. It matters to Him that you pray. And it says, "May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice." You know, in church, when we have worship, and I'm leading worship, so I see a lot of things from the platform. I can see people lifting up their hands. They're kind of like looking at their neighbor. I guess we should be lifting up our hands now. And people do things very either ritualistically, because on that part of the song, we all lift up our hands, or they do it because their neighbor is lifting up their hands. When we worship the Lord, when we lift up our hands to the Lord, David said, "May the lifting up of my hands be like the evening sacrifice." I want your worship to be meaningful to you. You lift up your hands to the Lord. Yes, because it's yada, because that's how we praise the Lord. We lift up our hands. But it is meaningful in your heart. You lift up your hands because you have this relationship with God that says, "God, you're my God, and I praise you, and you are great in my life, and I honor you in my life, and I surrender to you." Let that be meaningful to you. Let your worship be meaningful to you. Now, right now, we're having morning devotions. It's first thing in the morning, and we get to read the Psalms and read our Bibles and set aside this time for the Lord. But when you go to bed tonight, would you remember this psalm? And would you remember that there is such a thing as evening sacrifice, that there is such a thing as, at the end of the day, bringing your heart before the Lord in a meaningful way and saying, "Lord, this is what my day was like. And Lord, may my prayers rise before you tonight as incense."